Hi everyone, welcome to From Shambles to Shambhala, and I'm Zia, and Sophie isn't with me today. It's a bit smoky outside here in Victoria, British Columbia, and she's safely tucked away at home, away from the smoky air, with the air cleaners going on at full speed. The fires that are happening right now in Oregon and Washington State and California, the smoke is making it all the way out to Canada, and so I really feel for all the people of those places, and I'm holding space for what's happening right now, and sending all my love. And a little later on, after we visit with Peter to see what's going on energetically, we will actually have a fire ceremony in very micro form here on this beautiful beach, Island View Beach here in Victoria. And I just felt called to come out to the beach today, even though the air quality isn't the greatest. This episode is about the Ring of Alchemy and transforming the lead in our lives into gold. And there is a shamanic form of alchemy as well. It's all the same, it's just different languages for the same thing. And the fire ceremony is a wonderful alchemical ceremony that allows us to go deeply into our shadows, go deeply into that heavy energy, that what's dead in our lives, and to offer it up to the fire, to be transformed and transmuted into the highest, most refined energy that can fuel us in our lives. Because all of these fires are happening down the west coast of the United States right now. We're all kind of feeling that fire energy. It just feels really important for us to connect with the fire element, and just to realize and remember that it is an element that's within us all, and it's our own power, and that we just need to reconnect with that, our own inner power. We can reconnect with that fire within ourselves, and we can actually use it to transform those aspects of our lives that are no longer useful to us. So this is kind of a ceremonial episode, and I would just like to, and I feel called to open a sacred space for us today. And what comes forward for that is a breath chant that came to me many years ago now, when I was going through a very difficult time. It came through and offered a way to transmute through my breath some of the heavy things that were happening in my life at that time. And so we'll just open sacred space, and then we'll go directly into Peter's update, and from there we'll go into the fire ceremony. Breathe in energy, breathe out exhaustion, inhale purity, exhale toxin, breathe in angel, breathe out demon, inhale serenity, exhale confusion, breathe in laughter, breathe out tears, inhale courage, exhale fear, breathe in creation, breathe out negation, breathe in creation, breathe out negation.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our Shambles to Shambhala for the month of September. It was September the 20th, and the sun is in Virgo, and we have this wonderful landscape zodiac here in Victoria, where the landscape itself reflects the sun sign constellations. So I'm sitting here in the sun sign of Virgo in this beautiful Japanese garden. You can probably hear a little babbling brook behind me. This time of the year is always very significant in the gene keys because all the gene keys belong to a codon ring, a family of codes that work together in harmony. And there are 4 codons in the Ring of Alchemy, and we are just completing that ring as I speak. And so it's a wonderful time for us to look deeply into how we can transmute the deepest wounding that we carry within us. It starts with the 40th gene key, which is all about making sure that in our lives we are following our true calling, following our higher self, wanting us to reach our highest potential and not to take us down a path where we're trying to make things happen. It's about divine relaxation and really allowing your life to unfold exactly as it should, according to your divine will. And then we move into the 64th gene key, which happens to be Richard Rudd's birthday. His birthday is September the 7th, and he's a wonderful example of how you transmute your shadow frequencies through your creative expression. It is the position of the poet, of the artist, of those people with a creative spirit, and they use that creativity to transmute their shadow frequencies. So you may have seen a wonderful painting, but wow, that's fantastic. It's got a bit of a dark side to it. So the painter is expressing their shadow through their creative artwork. So eventually they're painting angels rather than demons. And then the deepest gene key of all in terms of the whole 64 for the transmutation energy is the 47. And the 47 contains all of our ancestral anguish. And one of the things we've agreed to do in this lifetime is to clear those wounds of our ancestors, and even digging deeper into the collective unconscious to set ourselves free. And it's about having the courage to take the deep dive into the unknown, into our deepest fear, and transmute those energies so that we can emerge on the other side of those shadows through the gift and the city of transfiguration, which is when we put on the seamless garment of light, when we bring our higher expression down into form, and we wear this beautiful frequency of loving light, translucent light with gold flecks in it. And that is our ultimate goal, and this is what is actually happening to people now as we move through the second half of this year into the new age, into the golden age of peace in the near future, which leads us into the final Ring of Alchemy gene key, which is the 6th gene key, which is all about the inner conflict that we have and the outer conflict we have with our masculine and feminine energies. And so it's looking deeply into our relationships to see how we can transmute any conflict, any difficulties we have in our relationships by looking deeply within ourselves to see what it is that triggers us. And that leads to the city of peace. And so this Ring of Alchemy is just completing as we move now into the equinox. So there's this wonderful synchronistic way in which the Ring of Alchemy lead us into this equinox moment, which is actually at 6:30 a.m. Pacific on the 22nd, in a couple of days' time. And that brings us to this perfect balance point when the night and the dark, the masculine and feminine, are exactly equal in balance. The beginning of Libra, the scales. And so this brings us to this opportunity to balance ourselves within, in all aspects of ourselves, and come to this still point so that we can then step forward into the next step of our evolution through this balance point, this equinox point. And it's interesting that the United Nations Day of Peace comes tomorrow on the 21st, when we are completing this 6th gene key and stepping into the equinox. It is all divinely choreographed. And on that note, I just want to mention this beautiful event taking place in the night sky at the moment. Very early after dark, you will see Jupiter, which is one of the most brightest things in the sky, along with Saturn, which is more of a point, a pin, but still very bright. And if you look in the southern sky in the northern hemisphere, you'll see this really bright planet Jupiter and a slightly dimmer Saturn to its left. And they are both in Capricorn. They're probably about a hand width apart. If you put your hand in front of your face and look at Jupiter and Saturn, you'll see that that's how they line up. But what's really important about this is Jupiter went direct last week on the 12th, and Saturn is going direct on the 28th. And then they're going to get closer and closer together over the next few months, until on December the 21st they come into a perfect conjunction. And on that date, that conjunction is going to take place at 0 degrees Aquarius. And I personally believe that this is an entry point into the age of Aquarius, where we can download the energies of the Aquarian age into physicality, into form at that moment. So I really encourage you to, whenever you get a clear sky moment, to watch that Saturn-Jupiter come closer and closer and closer together as they drop slightly in the sky between now and then. And then on the 16th of December, the moon is going to join them in a conjunction. It's going to be a beautiful sight to see the moon, Jupiter and Saturn all gather together. And I believe this is the culmination of what's happened over this year since the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in early January the 12th, earlier this year. And all the disruption and all the chaos that we've been living through coming to this completion, so that we can step into this new energy in a really powerful and profound way. People are going through incredible challenge in their lives right now, and I really want to urge you to stay calm, stay centered, and know that there is a divine purpose behind all of this, and it is going to lead to a wonderful conclusion. But we do need to go through all this chaotic disruption and sorting out over these next few months. This time is the reason that we came on earth to be here right now. So trust yourself, trust Great Spirit, trust Mother Earth. Spend as much time as you can out with her, communing with her, tuning in with her, and know that this is all leading to a wonderful outcome. So I wish you well, stay centered, stay calm, and enjoy as many moments in your life as you possibly can.
Of total respect with what is happening with all of the fire energy that is up right now. We are going to just have a really micro fire, like the tiniest fire ceremony you can imagine. And we also really want to temper that fire energy with the water element and the earth element, the air element, just to bring all of those elements into balance within ourselves.